back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down and get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you try.
Well, the onset of fall weather, Coach, certainly a welcome occurrence for folks in Silicon Valley, and we've got football on a gorgeous day here in Santa Clara as we are situated at Levi's Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers.
Come on, fellas.
Let's go now. 90 Wolf. 56. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
Now a man who played collegiately here in the Golden State, Rashad Penny. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Back. You draw fortress. On
2nd down, here's Locke. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Ready. 50, plant.
56. Let's go, D.
Step.
On 1st down, Akers. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 yards and a Seattle 1st down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. A running play on 1st down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Locke, he'll take a shot for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Lonnie Johnson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
What's the run? They're running it. I ain't 50.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Go ahead.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Hey, alert!
Throwing on 1st is Garoppolo. And this will be incomplete. physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long, an early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Garoppolo gives to Breida. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
White.
On first down, Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Garoppolo to try again on second down. There's the Washington Husky. It's Dante Pettis. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 37.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker, can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone?
Hey, Echo.
Here's Garoppolo on first and 10. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Riley Harrison.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
They'll run on first down. Akers. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On second and 12. Lock. And that's complete to Cooks. Now, I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
And again this time to the tailback. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Lock. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Matt Breida, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point safely through, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Here we go. Take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Down.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Then he'll give it here to his running back. And a loose football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
That's our ball. Every time. Keep putting that ball on the ground. That's our ball.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
From the 41, Locke. Complete. Richardson has it. A gain there of 21 yards.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? On first down, Akers, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the 49ers.
Throwing on 2nd down. Locke. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly.
I'm ready.
Complete to Will Dissly. A gain of 13 yards. First down, Seattle.
Hey, box drop.
56.
Now a play fake, and here's Locke. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Getting the sack, the 227-pound linebacker, Quan Alexander. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Locke to throw on 2nd down. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Nick Bosa in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
56, Mike, 56. Man, that's trash.
On 3rd and long, it's Locke. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it. And it brings up 4th down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. Myers, the AFC's Pro Bowl kicker from a year ago. He was 6 out of 7 from 50-plus last year, and he converts another one here. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now.
Hey, gun.
Check 26, check 26. Big ass. Right there.
They'll start on the ground with Breida. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
11.
Now Garoppolo. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. That one good for 26 and a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Breida, he'll try the right side. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down.
White.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. On 2nd down, Akers. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. Going to be some contact going on.
56 is the mic.
Go.
Locked to throw on 3rd and 1. They got him in. It's Woods. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. On the Jets sweep, they get this to Cooks. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Block now on 1st down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. From midfield, here's Locke. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. D Ford. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Hey, exit.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. He gets it to Cooks. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
Brings up 3rd down and 12.
Here we go, here we go. 180!
I got him.
Man!
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So a change of possession here on the punt, and the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see the... And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And they'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! 21.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. Man open, it's Goodwin. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. So not quite a first and goal just yet as they come up now second and inches.
Let's go.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get off the field.
Garoppolo now. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking that time for Dante Pettis, and that'll make it third down.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back.
Kill. Mike 5-4.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Matt Breida with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second, there is a flag. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
The Seahawks take over
Let's
first
go,
and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 10 logo.
Let's go. Strong right.
Hey, Haywood. Get it.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
At the 32-yard line.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
Here's Locke to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. 49ers have an extra defensive back on the field, a nickel set for 3rd down.
Yep.
Motion. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Hey, Zoo. Hey, watch that.
Locke going to try and throw on 3rd down. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Locke now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10.
Under 10. Time.
On 1st down, Locke. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And it's 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Ready.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
You don't want nothing.
From the gun, it's Locke. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And he gets it away, and it's a laser. Headed for the sidelines.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well, as we are back and started in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go. Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
13. Joker. 21. Here we go.
Garoppolo. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Ed Oliver busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now a toss play. It's Breida. And he's into the clear. Past the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida, 68 yards. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken very short. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
64, weak. Hey, Alpha.
Give me that ball, defense. Check 13. Check 13.
Snap.
To throw it is Locke. And he's got the hook up here. It's Woods. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Watch 2 draw courses. Ready?
Play action. Now it's Locke. That's caught by Penning. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Come on,
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 46. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. And Woods has it complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Locke going to bring the offense up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Kill 61, matchbox lights. Hey, wahoo!
Throwing on 1st down is Locke. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 26. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in the game, you're thinking must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time. That's another great play to come away with the football.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Here we go, here we
The
go.
49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Hey, gun.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
They'll begin the drive with Breida. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally,
Here we go.
creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
21.
54 is Mike, 54 is Mike. Check, watch 54, watch 54.
Hey, high 7.
Check, Mike, 54.
On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo escaping the pressure. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Aaron Donald able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Well, that last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long.
13.
He's tired of you. He's tired of us.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Got you.
Bravo.
I got you, son.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Aaron Donald able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And he'll take it just outside the 40. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field.
Here we go. 18 Gator.
I'm coming.
Hey, Charlie.
Mike 56.
Get it.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Complete. Richardson has it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle. Locke now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Locke now on 1st down. He's going to air it out deep for Woods. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. The throw over the middle, taken in. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On 2nd and 9, Locke. That's going to be caught by Richardson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Paul Richardson. His second touchdown on the season as his guys are back within a single score. The Seahawks offense staying put out on the field. They're going to go for 2.
Let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
They look to throw. It's Locke. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 34-yard line.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
You.
21.
Check 24.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Check 3.
X3, 218, chopper.
Garoppolo looks to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. The D-tackle Sheldon Richardson came barreling in for the sack. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the 4th and final quarter. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. A gain there of 21 yards.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Here we go.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47.
Check nickel.
Lock.
To throw is Garoppolo. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily, fell incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Garoppolo. They'll set up a screen for Breida. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying it is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
Slam, slam, slam.
21. Here we go. 11. Hey, Echo.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
At their own 36-yard line.
Let's go.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
What you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me something. Give me something. Here we go.
After the turnover, here's Locke. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when you're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
I'm coming for you. You mine.
Ready?
Lock again here on 2nd and 10. And my goodness, another interception. Lonnie Johnson picks it. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Try to get it to Woods. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
On the Seahawks, 30.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
54. Squeeze, double.
Check it backer.
White.
Watch out.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
50's the mic. 50's the mic. On.
Here's Garoppolo to throw. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
To try again after the sack. Lock. And he'll find his target. Woods, it's complete. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. First down, Seahawks. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Lock now on first down. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. DeForest Buckner able to record his 5th sack of the season.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Lock. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
He finds an opening past the 40, and that's caught left side. It's Woods. And he takes it all the way up to the 47.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Lock going to throw. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play, 2nd and 3.
Greystone, Travis. 56, check 56. Here I come. Go. Hit it.
Lock looks to throw it again. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 20. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Here we go.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
21.
On third down, a run from Breida. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. They'll get 11, but still a little short. Fourth down.
It's fourth down.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down. Now the Niners get there and bring him down. Solomon Thomas, they love to see that from him as he slips in for the sack. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And that's complete to Cooks. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. Woods, the intended receiver. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 15-yard line.
So the victory here for San Francisco, and they were really